Hi, I'm Merit Turetsky from the University of Guelph, and I am in the middle of a beautiful snow-covered forest in the Northwest Territories. We are trying to use the soils to tell us how permafrost is responding to wildfire. So right now we're standing in a forest, a beautiful forest that burned, somewhere around 20 to 30 years ago, and we can tell that from the age of the trees. We can tell that information from remote sensing. So there's a lot of information we can get from the surface of a forest like this, the vegetation, but to learn about permafrost, we need to go into the ground. So what we're doing is we're using a frost probe. This is a 2.5 meter frost probe. We've got 1 meter here, 2 meters marked, and I'm trying to use this really simple tool to understand the depth of the seasonally thawed layer. And we can infer a lot about permafrost from that measurement. So after fire, we think permafrost should be about 70 or 80 centimeters beneath the forest floor, but over time, in response to that wildfire event, that permafrost is going to get deeper and deeper, and we can use sites like this to look at the recovery of that permafrost over these fire cycles. So here we go. I'm going to use all 115 pounds of me to try to drive this into the soil. Trying not to bend our probe. So I'm hitting something here that's pretty dense. Feels like maybe it's the old permafrost layer or maybe some kind of stratigraphic change in the soil, some kind of dense silt. But I think I can push through it, so I don't think we're hitting the top of the permafrost yet. There. I can hear a nice thud. I think that's it. So I'm going to measure this distance. It'll tell us exactly where the top of that permafrost layer is. We tend to make these measurements in the fall, usually before the snow falls, so we mistimed this trip a little bit, but we love working out here in the boreal forest, and this is a really neat project that's marrying data about surface vegetation and what's under the ground to tell us about how the whole ecosystem is responding to fire, to changes in the climate that we're experiencing here in northern Canada. So thanks a lot.